Greetings, everyone. I forgot to add in this little bit of information. This ERADICATOR that you're looking at was acquired by me because I got the Russian Tier 9 Object 752 from the Dream Machines, and then I took advantage of the opportunity to trade that tank in for this tank, and I paid like 2,800 extra gold. So that will help you know up front. This tank is an expensive gold tank. It is 11,550. So just wanted to give you the info. Now on with the rest of the video. Greetings and welcome to another excellent World of Tanks video. This is sort of a companion to my original ERADICATOR video, in that this is going to give you more information about the tank and how to deal with it and what happens. So this tank has a 75% base commander experience bonus built in. So with this commander and his quick learner skill plus enhanced rations, he's a 50% commander effectively on a 75% bonus commander tank. That makes it 125% bonus, meaning that this tank and commander combination would generate 225% total commander points over a normal commander in a normal tank. So what that means is 2.25 of whatever you earn. So if you are in a tank, another random heavy tank in a regular commander with 1 star, 1,000 points there would be 2,250 with this one. So you see, this is the reason why this tank is so valuable, is because game after game after game, you're getting 2.25 multiplied of your commander experience, and then 2.25 multiplier the next game, 2.25 multiplier the next game. It's better than double your commander, is basically what it boils down to, if you're not into the math part of it. So this is super valuable in building up your crew experience faster, relatively speaking. Now, I say faster because the problem you have is exactly what this game is going to show you. This is going to show you the negative that occurs. Okay, there's one other negative that didn't occur, and that would be this game situation and a loss. Okay, this is the negative. This is one of the most negative game situations you'll get. But I was able to play this and win. So if you have this situation and lose, that's the ultimate negative. So I wanted to show you kind of the downside of the matchmaking. It's not, the tank's not bad or anything like that. It's great. The game that you saw earlier that we played was just a fantastic Tier 8 match. The one I'm going to show you now is a Tier 10 match where you're completely outgunned. But that's okay. You just got to use your brain. So if you enjoy this video, please leave a like for it. It'll help other people see this so they'll learn about this and then be curious about what other kind of stuff goes on around here. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing, because it will help me out and it's free. And then it helps you because good information that I make will show itself to you, and I get help from subscribers, from my friends, to give good advice. So there's a lot to be gained here. Now let's get to the actual game, shall we? I'm going to say that for the most part you guys will probably already know about this tank, but in case someone stumbles across this for the first time. Heavy tank, 3-shot autoloader. So it's very good. I mean, this is the Eradicator Carnarvon Commander bonus, but it has a 3-shot autoloader. It's basically the same tank as the Paladin or the Carnarvon Action X, which came in the season, except this one has the Commander bonus, and then you see the blue highlights on the armor. This is what is known as a blue steel tank. There's a red steel line that has 75% silver earn bonus. The blue steels all have 75% commander earning bonus, and that's the key. So now we're going to go to the game action. Welcome to Corellia. So, as I mentioned to you, this is a tier 10 match. Not exactly awesome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tier 10s. 1, 2 tier 9s. And 5 tier 8s, including me. So, the problem that we have is that we are at the bottom of the barrel. And this tank is outgunned. So what we have to do is find a job. Our job is not butt kicking. Our job is simply this. When in doubt, defend the base and or defend artillery. We have no artillery, so base defense is what I'm doing. Now I'm knocking those trees down to create some, camouflage barrier, which will help. Now this game, it lasts like 12 minutes total. So this is a positional struggle where you're going to try and get your guys in position to make kills and not be killed. So you got to hang in there. This is a test of mental discipline. We have identified our goal. Base defense is basically all I can do. I'm a heavy tank. I'm not very fast. I don't have the best gun in town. I'm not the best at anything in the battle, except not screwing up. That's the only thing I can be the best at on this team, is not screwing up. Okay, so now you got guys moving in, as you see. Chisel, probably too strong for me to even do much at all. But remember, I do have a 3-shot autoloader. Well, he whacked that dude. Oh, yeah, I nailed that guy. Fantastic. This is what I can do. I can nickel and dime help out on defense, but I just cannot be a superstar tank in this position. I'm low man on the totem pole, as they say. But you have to do the best you can and try to contribute to your team. So it's just going to be a lot of hanging around, making sure no one comes to the base. And on this side, it's really good because I have a sniper position where I can get assistance shots right there. Paladin, it's the same tank that I am, except that I've got the experience bonus. And a 3-shot autoloader. He's got a single shot gun, but that's a really good tank. Because I have that Paladin. There's his Sheridan right there, XM551 light tank. The key thing when I was talking about mental discipline, don't panic. There's literally no chance for this tank to go in a tier 10 match and become a superstar. Now, there is a thing you could do that didn't happen here. If you had a large group of tanks moving together, heavy tanks, you could trail that group and assist, possibly. But that didn't happen. It wasn't happening. These guys were playing a spread out, positionally based game. That didn't work. IS-6 black. Yeah, I kicked your butt, didn't I? He's got only one shot. Well, I've got 3. So this guy is trying to be a superstar, making a huge mistake. You really don't want to attack a guy that's your equal or better. He must not know I'm a 3-shot autoloader. You don't want to go up the hill against a guy with better firepower than you, and I have a better firepower than him. Because in the trade-off position that we just got into, he must not have known that I'm going to drill him 3 times and he's only going to drill me once. That was a clear mistake. This is what happens when you don't have basic understanding of who is and is not an autoloader. So that was just a simple mistake, number 1, of a single shot guy damaged trying to go and take out an autoloader head to head. Nah. That was not great. I didn't spot jack, and I can't spot anybody. I need a binocular commander skill. In fact, on this tank, this game is showing us that skill is very important for this tank, and I need that as soon as I can get it. So my next skill probably is going to be the binoculars for this guy in this tank. So that was a free lesson there. Well, it cost me 1 shot worth of damage. But anyway, that guy, you don't want to attack a guy. When you have a single shot gun and he's got an autoloader, you don't want to go up against him. You don't want to force a challenge when you're down in health, because you're going to end up being down in health more. You need to have more firepower. Somebody else needs to be with you. So that was a mistake. He also made the mistake of trying to do that exact thing going up the hill, which means his mobility is inferior. And he runs the risk of the guy on top of the hill doing many different options. One of them could have been zipping down the hill past him, turning and firing again. Just a lot of different possibilities that you have to think about. And like I said, the only thing I can really be excellent at in this tank, in this tier 10 match, is just not being a screw up. You take what's offered to you. You get free shots on guys like I had, take those opportunity shots. But I can't force the situation. I'm not bigger, faster, or stronger than anybody. Well, okay, except the tier 8 guy charging me up the hill. I'm better than him in that position, and so I cashed it in. So now I'm hanging around 5 on 5. What do we have? 3 of us tier 8s, we have 2 tier 10s. They have 3 10s. So that's not too good for us. So it's 5 on 4. But the problem is their 3 10s are better than our 2 10s. You know, this is probably very even. It's like 3 8s versus a 10 and an 8. That Tyran is a monster. So that's the thing. I really can't even go anywhere. I'm not fast enough to outmaneuver that Tyran, and if he hits me, I'm dead. There's nothing I can do. I got 800 points. So again, you just got to know the basic stuff about what you're facing. That Tyran is a monster sniper tank. So if he pops up and gets a drop on me, I'm probably dead in one shot. So that's why I am here, just looking to see if anything happens. And since I'm way back in the corner, I'm out of range and I can't get the info on what's going on. I don't have a radio option that's better than whatever I've got. So what happens is I'm looking for the position update on those enemies. Until I have an idea of where they're located, I can't really go anywhere. But again, I'm defending the base. They cannot come to the base. Up the hill, I could probably kill either one of them one-on-one, or get real close to it. So now they have the Tyran and the light tank, the 100 LT. And that dude is very fast, and he has a strong gun. There we go. There was a fire going on over there. Saw that guy shot. I don't know if that's my guy or the other guy. Okay, let's look and see. Now this is very bizarre. In the game itself, I remembered seeing it where the Tyran is over there on like D4 or D3. I saw that. Why it's not showing up here, I really can't tell you. In the game, I saw that guy. And that's why I moved once I learned where he was. My guys were pressing the base. It's very bizarre why it's not showing up on this replay, but it was. I saw it in the actual game. I'm not just randomly driving out here. So it's a real head scratcher, but I know where those guys are. I have two guys down there. They're like K4, J3, and I'm coming to help them at the base because the other guys are up higher north, like, you know, E3 or D3. They killed that one guy, the light tank, which was fantastic. So it's a 3-on-1, and I'm trying to get to the base of the Tyran. Like I said, he's like E3 or something like that. And he killed our guy, and then this guy was silent the entire game, and he talked after he died. I mean, what is that for? You have a headset that you're using after you're dead only. I don't know, man. Nobody talked to me in this game at all. And he's dead. So, super lucky for us. I don't know why those guys didn't show up at the end on the screen, though. That was very bizarre. I wasn't anywhere close to being at the top. In my lowly tier 8, I'm just trying to help the team. That guy did good in that Lanson. So here we go at the end. Man, I'm telling you, I felt pretty darn lucky to be on the winning team in such a crazy match. Because this is the one negative situation. You're a tier 8 heavy tank, great commander bonus. I didn't do very much, as you can see, but 8,300 commander points. So that was successful. in that regard. The reason I got this tank is I knew this situation was coming up at some point. It's going to repeat itself. But the key thing is that I got this tank because it would be useful to run this tank in tank operations that use heavy tanks, or also contracts that use heavy tanks, so that you're able to gain a lot of experience, more than just putting a 3-star commander in a random heavy tank. So this tank would be able to generate points for contracts and operations while you're getting some pretty darn strong commander points. Now, this is the thing. This is a terrific tank. It's great at what it does. But I wanted to also show you, and I was lucky that this is like the 3rd or 4th game I played in this tank. And I got the situation that I know was coming. And like I said, this is one of the things that I consider a slight negative. Okay, yes, got 8,000 commander points, but it took 13 minutes basically to get it. You can do 4 of those an hour. Okay, that's 32,000 an hour. If you have the best commander experience tank in the game is the Panzer 38H. That's a 50% tank. The point of the 38H is that you routinely finish matches 5 minutes or less in that tank. So what that means is you're going to get for sure 8 to 12 matches an hour. Let's go with 8. And you're going to get 5,000 plus just about every game. So 8 times 5,000, that's 40,000. So the 38H, the 38H Tier 2 commander generates more commander points per hour than this tank on average. You could have some extreme situations where these could be equal, or this tank could out generate it, and that's going to depend on the game result as well as the time of the matches. But the point is that if you want strictly commander points per hour, this is not the tank to use. The 38H is the tank to use. However, the 38H does not make money. The best case scenario, you make low silver. It has no silver bonus at all. So it's a negative in that regard. So everything in this game has a positive and a negative component. This tank has a 50% silver bonus, as well as a 75% commander bonus. So it's quite useful. I made 25,000 silver and 8,000 commander in a quote-unquote bad match. Okay, bad for me being in Tier 8. But did what I could, stayed alive, helped my team win. Fantastic. Now, that's not going to always be that way. Sometimes I'm going to be in the match like this and I'm going to lose, and that's just the way it is, okay? So you got to know this up front. This tank is terrific at what it does. Then there's also the other component you have to look at. If you enjoy playing this type of tank, heavy tank, auto loader, well, then this one goes up in your estimation. If you don't like playing heavy tanks of medium speed, then this would go down in your estimation. So there's a lot of factors to consider. So like I said, even though if I'm going strictly on commander points per hour, this is very good. This might be the second or third best one that I have for points per hour. But when it comes to heavy tank, contract, and operations play, this guy jumps to number 1 because it does more than one thing at a time. That's what it's useful for. I also have the Hollenhund, which is the German Hellhound Tier 8 light tank. with a 90mm gun. So it's a tremendous light tank that generates tremendous commander experience, but it has the same game length as this. You know, you're going to average somewhere 4 to 8 matches an hour. It's a little bit slow in the overall number of games per hour because it will play tier 10s, but it's competitive. It's a tremendous light tank, gets around great. So if you're working on light tanks, contracts, or operations, the Hull and Hund does the same thing this does. Not 75%, it has 50%. So it's a tremendous multitasking light tank commander bonus tank. Like, this is a tremendous multitasking heavy tank commander bonus. So you have to look at all the different angles to what you're trying to do. And this tank is great because it satisfies multiple angles. And that's what I'm always looking for, is for those tanks that satisfy multiple angles. Now, this also works in Dream Machines. Not really a great Dream Machines challenge tank to play. You're not going to score that high that often. So I wouldn't say, hey, play this on your Dream Machines exclusively. You're not going to score. There's other tanks you can play that score better than this. That's not what this is for. But if you're trying to do heavy tanks and you just want to have a different game maybe, but this thing generates commander experience quite well. As you can see, this is a low end, I'll say below average, but not in the context of being a bad player. This is just, you know, one tank kill, 1100 damage. Hey, I'm outgunned. That's a fantastic result in a tier 10 match for this tank. But if this is a regular match of a tier 8 match, this would be below average. But in a below average match, I scored 8,300 commander points. Kind of speaks for itself, I hope. So I know this game was a little bit longer and slower. I tried to explain it to keep it interesting, because this is a valuable lesson that you need to see. And once you have this information, it helps you make selections that you might not otherwise make. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like for it. Please consider subscribing. That's the only thing you can do that really helps me the most, and it's free. And to my subscribers, I hope that this is kind of the stuff you're looking for, because this is the kind of stuff I do, and it's very helpful, and I hope this will help you guys out in the future. Best of luck in those games, and I'll see you later.